Morning. Left the furnace running all night in here, and it's 54 degrees in here. I guess it's not bad considering it's 18 degrees outside. All right, let's go up and look at our primer job. Nice. And everything is dry. So I'm going to take them back downstairs, and we'll put the first coat of white on them, bring them back up here so they can dry, because it is much warmer up here. It's like 75 up here. Even with the fan circulating, it's still warmer up here. So we'll put the first coat of white on these things down there. Because of the fans here, I don't want overspray blowing all over the barn. So we'll paint them down there, bring them back up here, let them dry. I'm gonna go to breakfast with the wife. When I'm done with breakfast with the wife, we're gonna come back here. Hopefully these will have, the first coat will be dry. I can put a second coat on. And then we're going to adjust the brakes, grease the bearings, check all the lights, which I already did that. And I'm actually thinking about hitting the tongue with a little bit of black, just because, but we'll see. Nice! You know, I got thinking about this while I was painting these. You know the rims you get from like Home Depot or not Home Depot, but like TSC, Family Farm and Home, things like that. The ones with the rims and tire combos. They're always painted white. If you look at them, they have a blue and red pinstripe around the outside edge right here. I wonder what it would take for me to do a green and orange pinstripe around mine. So it's got to be just like a paint pen, right? And I could spin it. Oh, I could put it on the balancer and just hold it there and let the balancer spin. Now I'm thinking. It really is just the small details that catches people's eyes. You know, if you were to look at the tread on the old tires of this trailer, the tread looks fine. This trailer is a 2017 that we bought brand spanking new. And those are the original tires on it. This trailer has made 9 or 10 trips to Florida and maybe 1 or 2 trips down to Illinois and a couple trips up to northern Michigan. It really does not have a lot of miles on this trailer, but because it was the original tires and this trailer sits outside its entire life, the tires were starting to get dry rotted, cracked, things like that. So I decided that it would be safer to put new tires on it, because one, if you get a tire blowout on one of these, say goodbye to those fenders. 2, if the fender goes, you could say goodbye to the side wall panel here as well. Been down that road before, I know what I'm talking about. So, for the $250 for brand new tires, I'll just mount and balance them and everything, put them on myself. I actually did think about going to TSC and just buying like the rim and tire combo, but for this particular trailer, the rim and tire combo was like $170 a piece for the tire and rim, when I could buy 4 brand new tires for 250 bucks, because I have a tire machine and a balancer and everything else. Yeah, the rims were crappy, but they weren't rusted through. A little bit of wire wheel, primer, and your paint, and you're good to go. So for the amount of money that we have invested into this trailer, for as little as it gets used, we might as well just invest a little bit of money every few years to keep it keep it in good shape. That's why I'm doing the wheels and tires the way I'm doing them. And also, that's why I'm going to be painting the tongue here. Because see the little discoloration here? So for, what is it, 10 bucks for a can of spray paint, I'm just going to paint it, and it looks nice that way. Not to mention, I mean, you want to keep them looking nice and operating properly when you have 80, 70, 80, 90,000 dollars worth of Harley Davidsons packed in there rolling down the road. All right, I am going to go pick up the wife and go to breakfast, and then we will be back. I will be back here. I don't know if she was coming or not, but we'll be back here to put another coat of paint on those rims, look at them. They might need a third, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll at least put a second coat on there, let it dry, take a look at it. We're gonna paint that tongue when we come back. I want to adjust the brakes, grease the bearings, things like that. You want to say hi to these people?
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
Hey, look, see this? We're twinsies.
Oh, yeah.
I was requested to stop and find her Ultra Rose Monster. She loves that drink. Like, loves it. And nobody carries it. And I don't like it. But I always tell her it's not a popular selling drink. That's why nobody carries it. And
it's garbage. And nobody carries it. That's why.
Garbage. And then she keeps telling me it's so good that they always sell out. So we always go back and forth on this one. So I just stopped at the gas station down the road that we normally stop at that usually carries it. They haven't had it in like a few weeks. So just as a nice guy, because that's the way I am, I decided to stop at the expensive gas station, like right off the expressway.
And they have it.
And they have it. She comes walking, I watch her inside the building there. She comes walking up with an armful, and she drops it on the counter and pays for it, and she didn't even get out the door. I physically watched her walking. She didn't even get out the door, and it was cracked, and she was taking a drink.
That's right.
We have even went as far as getting on Amazon looking for the stuff.
They're too expensive on Amazon anymore.
They are very expensive on Amazon. So if you guys know of anybody that carries that Ultra Rose crap drink, let us know. I'm stuck. I'm slowly moving. Let us know. That way we can buy it in bulk. I mean, if we could get a 55-gallon drum of it even, I guess.
Yeah.
A kegger.
IV it in.
We could just do a kegerator of it.
Yep.
You know, if Monster would actually sponsor the channel, I'm sure we would have an unlimited supply of it.
Right?
Smells like paint in here. All right, breakfast is over with. So now it's time to get cracking on this thing, and hopefully we can get her knocked out today. I got to show you this tape job. Look at that. That's a true professional job right there. Should work. It's like it's brand new. I wonder if I should buy a new trailer. I think the wife would get mad if I showed up with a new trailer now. I mean, look. It does have a dent in it. And there's a scratch. There's a scratch somewhere. Hang on, let me find it. Right there. So I think it is time for a new trailer. All right, let's adjust these brakes. I don't know if you guys ever have done this before, but how you adjust the electric brakes on a trailer is right here is this little like cover. You want to pop that cover out of there. It's like a little plastic it's supposed to be rubber, but there we go. And there's an adjustment screw in there. There we go. You want to turn that adjustment screw. Maybe. I don't think mine's going to want to turn. Oh, there it goes. Hear that drag? You want them to just drag. And then you know they're adjusted properly. But I have 2 broken wires going to this brake, so I'm going to replace these broken wires and then go adjust the brakes on the other ones. I'm just going to do one wheel at a time here. There, I got heat shrink tubing on there to keep the water out. I zip tied it back up again, and I had an old timer tell me one time, you always cut the end off your zip tie. They said it's bad luck to leave it hang. So I've always cut the excess off of my zip ties. You know, I don't need any more bad luck than I already have. All right, so there's one brake adjusted and wiring redone. Now I'm going to go through, check the last 3, adjust the brakes, and check the wiring, make sure the wiring isn't broken like this one was. Get it fixed if it needs to be, and then we'll move on to greasing the hubs. All right, all the brakes are adjusted. It was just that one axle that had, or one wheel that had a broken wire on it that I had to replace, but all the rest of them were pretty good. One wheel was out of adjustment a lot, so I got that cranked down to where they're all dialed in the same. Now I need to grease the hubs. We run what they call bearing buddies on all of our trailers, and what it is this little rubber piece here, you pop it out. I need a screwdriver, hang on a minute. You pop that cover out, you hook the grease gun to right there and grease it. There is a plate basically in there on a spring. So you grease it and it comes out to where when it's full, it stops right there. As the bearing needs grease, it basically takes grease from reserve and greases itself. So as the bearing buddies use up grease, that plate kind of just pushes it in. It's pretty simple. I like the design. They're really not that expensive, so we put them on everything that we have as far as trailers, and we love them. And there are a lot of trailers that come with bearing buddies on them right from the factory, which that's a good thing. Grease gun. It's really that simple. Hubs are greased. All right. Now it's time for me to literally sit around and watch paint dry. I just checked the rims up there, and the rims they're still, you know, you can like touch them, but it's like sticky. So I'm going to give that like most of the rest of today to dry, and then we can mount those tires and hopefully get them balanced, because I've never used a balancing machine over here. Maybe I can talk my oldest son into coming over and helping me balance them. I don't know. But at any rate, I'm going to balance them, and then we'll get them back on here, get this trailer out of here, and we'll be, other than packing clothes, we'll be ready to go. All right, check this out. We have tires mounted. These two are mounted and balanced. He's balancing the last two right there. And I will say, mounting tires goes a whole lot easier if you turn the air compressor on. That's my bad. I'm sitting there. We had to use the air cannon to set the bead on all of them actually, but some of them were especially hard to set. So we used to blast it off the air cannon several times. And then about the second tire, I'm like, man, we got the bead set, and I'm like, I can't get this thing above 40 PSI. Just not going. Something's broke, something's wrong. So then I'm like, you know what? I'll go see how much air's in the air compressor. And it was like down. And I looked over and the switch was off. And I'm not gonna lie, we did scuff up a couple of the rims mounting the tires, but whatever. It is what it is. It'll look good going 70 down the road. But balanced tires, it should be smooth as silk at like, I don't know. Hey, are these tires balanced for 100 miles an hour? Are these tires balanced for 100 miles an hour?
Not going to answer that. Not going to confirm or deny it.
At least the speed limit. We bought this tire balancing machine with the tire changer, so it was just kind of like a thrown-in deal. And we've never used it ever, so we'll see how well they're balanced. All right, let's start getting tires on. Looks good. She is ready to go. We are ready to leave, other than, well, we gotta pack our clothes yet. All right, guys, I'm gonna end the video here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.